something I ask all guests on my podcast, the Intimate Marriage Podcast, because I absolutely believe that intimate relationship is the ultimate vehicle for personal growth. So I'd love to ask you, maybe I'll start with you, Vince, what have you learned about yourself as a result of being married to Krystina?
I'm not typically stumped for words. I'm thinking through what I want to say here. My goodness, what have I learned about myself through being married to Krystina? I've learned to, and what I've figured out is that I can let go of expectations. And this took me a long time. And I know we've spoken about this, but I had these just wrong expectations. There's no other way to put it. They were just wrong. And through our just continuous, really through her continual, like helping me almost, like telling me how she's feeling, and me being really it'll come down to this. I'm going to go in a different direction here. Is I've learned that vulnerability is key. I would say that would probably be the biggest thing now that I'm talking out loud. I'm kind of processing out loud is vulnerability. Like prior to me being vulnerable in this marriage, it was more surfacey than anything. Like we went through the motions and it was good. Like our marriage was good. Like that's the thing. Like I know there's someone listening or watching this. Like your marriage is good, no doubt. But do you want to go to this next level? Great. Something that kind of blows your mind. And I had a big part in that to play. And a lot of it had to do with becoming vulnerable and sharing things that maybe I thought, God, if I share this, is she's going to think I'm weird or strange or not love me anymore? And when I shared the vulnerability, that kind of took us down this road, it took us down this road of an intimacy that was beyond anything that I've experienced ever before. So I would say learning vulnerability, learning to be open, learning to be like brutally honest. Like I was one of those, like, I'm not going to tell a lie, but I'll just say this. And it's like kind of a partial truth, which is really a lie, right? But I would like kind of partially say some things that I've just learned through her help as well. It's like, I get to be really brutally honest and get to be vulnerable. And those would be probably the two biggest things that I've taken away from this marriage is extreme vulnerability, extreme honesty. And that's made all the difference for us this last 13, 14 years. So I hope that answers your question.
It certainly does, Vince. It certainly does. I'd love to ask you, Krystina, what have you learned about yourself as a result of being married to Vince?
This is where I get emotional, right? I'm a crier, so please forgive me. You're going to deal with my tears today. This man has just taught me unconditional love. And no matter how wacky I get or how crazy I have gotten in the past, he's shown me that I'm worthy of being loved in everything that I am and all that I am. And no matter what body size or shape or no matter what personality style I decide to put on for that day, I've learned about myself just so many things. Because of our relationship, I've really learned how to love and honor myself. And that's huge. I felt like I never have had that support before in my past. And then marrying him, and he's been so steady and stable and just an incredible human to do life with. I've had the safety to kind of explore who I am and explore what I want out of life and explore my passions and desires for life. And that's what's led us here is his stability and safety for us has created such a beautiful duo where he's steady and I'm like, let's do this podcast. Let's create a marriage course. Let's go do coaching. Let's spend money on this thing. And we've just created such a really beautiful thing together. But yeah, I've learned about myself just a lot. I can't answer in just 5 minutes the things that I've learned about myself through marriage, because it really is like in relationship, you have the most beautiful opportunity to look at yourself in a mirror and in a different light. And I get to see myself and the triggers that I have, the pain that I have, the fears that I have, the shame that I've held. all of those things I've learned to deal with and to heal because of our relationship, not in spite of it. And it's brought up all of those things, and it's beautiful because I've got to heal all of those things too.